House Promotions presents The Hunter's Journal with host Jason Housley. The Hunter's Journal is being brought to you by Cannon Safes and Wildlife Research Center, Under Armour Performance Apparel and Night and Hail, Sling Sticks and Muzzy, Federal Premium Ammunition and CVA, Bushnell and Rivers West, and by Toyo Tires.
This week on the Hunter's Journal, we're going to be heading to the Yukon. We're lucky to be even getting there at all. I woke up an hour late this morning and barely made it to the airport. Then TSA took all my bullets, my knives, my lighters because they were in the wrong bag, packed wrong, something, I don't know. And they held the flight for us. We were 20 minutes late getting on the plane, but luckily now we're in Seattle. I think we're going to make it into Whitehorse tonight. We'll meet up with Darwin in the morning, fly into camp for grizzly and black bears. It's a good time to hunt. It's May. A lot of guys are finishing up turkey hunting. Don't think there's anything to do. The Hunter's Journal, we never stop. Still missing Casey Kiefer, our other camera dude. We're missing our gun and one guy. Other than that, we're doing pretty good.
Pretty good odds.
Yeah. Anyway, all our bags made it from Vancouver, except for the gun. I gotta go file a report. So they said if it shows up here, that girl gets off at midnight, and she says I'll bring it to the hotel. Today's the 17th. Go down and get some breakfast, get our bags down there, meet up with Darwin. Casey made it in last night. Airport called me about 1 in the morning, said my gun had made it in, so everything's cool. I just got to get some ammunition. They took my ammunition at the airport, and we'll be on our way. We're going to drive a couple hours up, get in the boats, and head into camp. Right now we're going to go down and get a little breakfast, though.
While the boats are loaded, the guys put on a few more layers of clothes for the 10-mile boat ride upriver into camp.
It's going to be chilly, to say the least.
The ice has only recently melted out of the Yukon River. All that's left are shelves of ice and snow along the banks as a reminder of the harsh winters this area endures. All the runoff has made the river's current strong, and the boats are loaded heavy with equipment. It's slow going as the team struggles upstream towards base camp.
Well, we made it. How long of a trip is that?
What's that?
How long of a trip is that?
It took us 2 hours, I think.
2 hours?
Well, I guess you guys can't go to the tent.
It's the 17th. Still the first day we've been in the camp. Shot our guns. Got a little bite to eat. Now we're going to go out and spot, see if we can't see some bears, maybe some blacks. Saw a few blacks coming in. Actually saw a few color phases, so excited about getting up here tonight. Just cots, you know. That's the only thing I can think of is just the cots.
The guys head back downstream a couple of miles, then leave the boats and climb up a hill to a good vantage point.
Start blasting right here and see what we see. Well, it's about 9 o'clock on the 17th, the first day that we've been here hunting. We got a real good vantage point. We did see some sheep, a 3/4 curl ram, nice stone. It's absolutely beautiful. Head back to camp. It's about 10 o'clock probably, 9:45. What time is it? 20 to 10? I think it was 6 in the afternoon, but go back, get some supper ready, come up with a plan for tomorrow.
Carry light deer decoy. Mother Nature's ticked.
It's a fact. Incline alters point of impact. But guessing is history. Introducing the new Bushnell Elite 1500 laser rangefinder with ARC. It calculates true distance based on angle. In bow mode, you'll always know the pin. And rifle mode tells you where to put the crosshairs based on caliber and bullet type. Fast and simple to use. It's a one-button ballistic genius by Bushnell.
Breathe. I gotta concentrate. I gotta get steady. Where's my shot? Right there.
The all-new Sling Stakes by Ellington and Rush. A quick pull and you have a rock-solid rest. No matter where or what you're hunting, on the ground or a tree. A revolution in the shooting sticks world. The all-new Sling Stakes, providing a rock-solid rest every time.
Got it.
The all-new Sling Sticks by Ellington and Rush. Accuracy concealed in a sling.
Introducing Electra, the world's first electronic ignition muzzleloader. Electra's patented arc ignition is faster and hotter than 209 primers. The Electra is faster to load because there are no primers to fumble with. And with no receiver to get dirty, the barrel and breech plug are the only parts to be cleaned of fouling, ever. Electra, only from CVA.
This portion of the Hunter's Journal is sponsored by Boning Archery. The Yukon Territory of Canada is one of the most rugged and beautiful places on Earth. Its unforgiving landscape holds a history wrapped up in wealth and hardship. The Yukon Territory was officially established in 1898 during the height of the Klondike Gold Rush. The gold rush began in 1897 when miners returned to the U.S. from the Yukon with bags of gold. The ensuing rush saw 100,000 gold seekers called stampeders head to the Klondike region of Canada in the first 6 months. And out of the 100,000 prospectors, only about 30,000 of them completed the journey. Between the years of 1896 and 1903, about $95 million worth of gold was mined from this area. The gold rush was short-lived, though. The relatively shallow depth of gold made it easily accessible, and soon it ran out. The ironic thing about the central part of the Yukon is how arid the climate is. With an average yearly rainfall of approximately 6 inches, the only real source of water for vegetation is melting snow. The locals like to joke that if it weren't for the snow, the Yukon would be the coldest desert on Earth. The Yukon River stretches 2,300 miles from British Columbia to the Bering Sea, and most of the river lies in Alaska. The river was the principal means of transportation during the Klondike Gold Rush, and paddle wheelers continued to operate on the Yukon River until the 1950s when the Klondike Highway was completed.
Today's the 18th.
Yep.
And we are floating down the Yukon right now. Just gonna sit here and glass these hillsides, glass these gravel bars, see if we see any bears. Yesterday I think we saw everything but a bear when we were hunting. We saw some bears coming into camp. We saw a wolf and bald eagle, moose, sheep. Saw just a variety of all kind of ducks. It was just beautiful. And today we've got a beautiful day. Yesterday it kind of spit rain on us off and on, but today looks like it's going to be a great day, and we just need to cover some ground. You know, there's so much countryside up here. It's not that whether there's grizzlies or black bears here, it's just where are they, because it's so vast. So we're just going to keep floating this river, keep glassing these hillsides, and once we get down into a place we really like, we'll probably pull over, walk up, get a good vantage point somewhere we can see for a long way, sit there for a while, wait. Just kind of go into the areas where we think the bears are going to be and just keep looking.
The guys are slowly making their way downstream and thoroughly glassing the bank and hillsides. Later in the day, the guys float around a bend and spot a bear far down the riverbank, and he's feeding toward them.
Okay, we got a bear just across the river down there about 600 yards. We're gonna all jump in the boat and push it back in. See if we can get a little further across the river, try and get some good video of this bear. It's just a young bear, maybe a 4-year-old bear. Real pretty color, but we've got lots of time left. We're gonna look for something a little better.
The weather can change quickly in the Yukon. The sunny, clear skies of the morning have been overtaken by overcast and rain by early afternoon.
Coming down the river today, we saw these old cabins stop. There's probably old gold miners, trading posts, something like that. Looks like the Indians have been using it. There's some fleshing boards, probably been fleshing moose. Not much left, but these were quite the cabins at one time.
Now they've spotted a family group of bears high up on the mountainside.
Well, we had to run and get some gas. And Darwin here brought down the Zodiac while the other two boys went and got some gas and took it back to camp. Got a couple of young bears and a baby cub up here on the side of the hill. We've actually seen a lot of bears today. We just been a lot of young bears. The bears are definitely out feeding, which is a good sign. So sooner or later we'll come across a big boar. Just a matter of time. Depends on where he's at, if whether or not we'll be able to get to him or not.
As the guys are watching the bears on the hillside, they hear a boat coming downstream at high speed. It's Mac, who had been hauling some fuel up to base camp. He hasn't been gone long enough to make the round trip, and he sure seems in a hurry.
Yeah, we dumped the fuel off. Skyler's waiting. He's keeping an eye. He's a pretty good-sized grizzly. Just up around the corner, about halfway up that mountain there.
Yeah, grab these guys and get out of it. I'll pick up here. About halfway up, huh?
Yep. And climbing.
I'm climbing?
Yeah.
Good. Well, it's 11 o'clock at night on Sunday. And Mac spotted this grizzly in here in this valley earlier today. There's two grizzlies that we know that are living right here on this mountain, but they're coming out late. And so what we're going to do is we're going to just go back to camp tonight. Think about it. Think about what hill we want to get on in the morning. Come back in here early in the morning and just walk up in there and sit and wait. We know these bears are using this. There's a real pretty little black bear in there. He's probably 4 or 5 years old. Kind of cinnamon little black bear. And a couple grizzlies in here, so there's definitely something in there that they're liking, some kind of forage that's really got them attracted to this area. So it's taken us 2 or 3 days, huh, Mac, to kind of figure out what's going on.
Yeah, I think every day we're getting a little better idea on how the bears are moving here and what they're doing.
We'll just come back and get in there and set up tomorrow. See what happens.
Ever feel like you're wearing a big neon sign? Controlling human odor is critical. Savvy hunters disappear by using scent killer products.
Scent Killer stops human odor on contact and works for days after drying. It's been tested at Rutgers University and found to be 99% effective at stopping replicated human odor. Yes, 99% at Rutgers University. Bring your hunting to the next level with Scent Killer.
Use Scent Killer by Wildlife Research Center and hunt smart.
We can't protect you from a break-in or fire in your home. But if either happens, you can rest assured that we've protected your precious belongings. Canon, with America's #1 safe warranty, guarantees to repair or replace your safe at absolutely no cost to you. Canon Safe.
Muzzy, bad to the bone. Muzzy MX4. Bone-penetrating trocar tip. Compact 4-blade. 100 grain. 1 1/8 cut. Muzzy. Bad to the bone.
For any season, for every season. Rivers West.
Get into it.
This portion of the Hunter's Journal is sponsored by ScentLock, odor eliminating technology. This week's On Target tip is brought to you by Federal Ammunition.
Another premium offering from Federal is the Barnes Triple Shock. This all-copper bullet gives you 100% weight retention, great penetration, and phenomenal stopping power. Here we've got a perfect upset of the Barnes Triple Shock. With the Barnes Triple Shock, you get relief grooves for less fouling, a perfect upset, great weight retention, and perfect penetration. Federal Premium brings this to you in a variety of calibers, from .270 to .416. The next time you go out after big game, bring the Barnes Triple Shock from Federal Premium, and you'll be on target.
Welcome back to the Hunter's Journal. The team is hunting bear on the Yukon River.
Morning.
What do we need? Luke, you need to...
Well, today's Monday the 22nd, Mac.
You betcha.
I think it's time that we get serious.
Yeah, today's a good day. I think today's the one.
Every day on this mountain, we've seen a bear.
Yeah.
So this morning we decided to just come down river. This is really a pretty long ridge that runs through here. And we've seen bears in the middle and at both ends. So there's some pretty thick timber on this mountain in places. We're just going to get up here and start glassing up these fingers and get to where we saw the biggest grizzly.
Yeah.
And there's a little bowl in there. It's pretty open. But once you get up there, you could literally be up there with him and not see him because of all those fingers that are up in there. So we got to have wind. We've got to be able to be in the right location. We got to have a little luck.
Yeah, you betcha. We got to be quiet going through there.
Yeah, we got to be quiet. It may be tough because this stuff's pretty thick, but today's a good day. As good a day as any. Take us a while to get up there, huh?
Yeah, it'll be a little bit. See how thick it is?
Let's head that way.
Okay, we're up on the hillside. It's about 11:30 right now. It took us a couple hours to climb up here. And it's been real thick. We're just trying to bust out of this poplar and thick pine trees up here. I just went on up ahead around the next bend to look where we'd seen this grizzly bear last night. And he's right in the same place feeding. I was about 200 yards or less away from him. So I came back, scouted out a trail, and now we're going to head over there and see if we can get this bear right now.
Last time we saw this grizzly, he was right down here below us. It's real thick in there. There's a clear spot about 700 yards over there. We're gonna have to ease out here and just wait and try to find him. Our wind's good, and we're high, probably 2,000 something feet right here. So you can tell we're a good ways up here. If we can get above him and come out on one of those fingers, pow. We've been up here about a half a day. Mac went ahead of us earlier, and he saw a nice grizzly. So we all worked our way over there, and he never showed up. He may have laid down in a cool spot, we don't know. We're gonna go up this rock face and try to get above him. If we can.
Unfortunately, a cow moose ended up coming between Jason and the grizzly. Naturally, the grizzly followed the cow that was probably about to have a calf. Even though the guys didn't get within range of a mature boar, they still had an awesome week in the Yukon and a great hunt. Needless to say, we'll be back. This portion of the Hunter's Journal is sponsored by Evolved Habitat, America's #1 wildlife nutrition product. For more information on hunting black bear or grizzly, moose, sheep, or caribou in the vast wilderness of the Yukon Territory, contact Mac or Darwin Watson at yukonstone.com or call them at 1-867-333-0223. The Yukon is one of the last great adventures, so don't miss your chance to witness the beauty and awe of the Yukon Territory firsthand. The Hunter's Journal has been brought to you by Toyo Tires, Bushnell and Rivers West, Federal Premium Ammunition and CVA, Sling Sticks and Muzzy, Under Armour Performance Apparel and Night and Hail, and Cannon Safes and Wildlife Research Center. Closed captioning sponsored by EliteHunts.com. For more information on products used during the show, visit our website at huntersjournal.tv. This program was produced by Powerhouse Promotions in association with The Outdoor Channel.